Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Hands-on SAP Dev, this time with me, Q Macro, that's DJ. So welcome. I think you saw me very briefly. If anybody waiting for the stream to start, I went live, but I forgot I was on the wrong scene in OBS. So you saw my stupid face going like, whoa, and then I realized that I wasn't quite ready. So I switched to standby. So that's actually the first time for a while that to have an extra stream deck here, just to press the button to go to a different scene, was really useful. So yeah, welcome. It's Friday morning. It's cold and slightly rainy outside. Very cold actually here in Manchester. I hope it's all okay and you're okay where you are. So welcome to part 8 and the last part of the diving into messaging on Hands-on SAP Dev on enterprise messaging. Part 8. We've had some good episodes, I think. Good morning, Andrew. Good evening to you, Andrew. I hope you've got a nice drink in front of you. Thank you for tweeting that thing out about it being 6 p.m. 1800 hours over in the on the east coast of Australia. That's lovely. Janelle, good morning. Greetings to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Great to see you. In fact, I saw your name come up on this thing I'm going to show in a minute. So that's all good. Welcome to everybody. I've got my coffee. I've got of course, my Hands-on SAP Dev biscuit, which I'll have in a bit. And yeah, so let's get started. So yeah, Samuele, good morning. Good morning, Samuele. Nice to see you. So I'm feeling a bit tired actually. This is probably why I was on the wrong scene when I clicked live. Well, thank you. Yes, I've got a ring light there. And the light itself really helps the Logitech C920 camera that I've got to pick up more detail and to be more high resolution somehow. I think it's still got a focus problem. If I go in and back again, it's like, well, when the light's there, I think it can focus better, or retain the autofocus. So yeah, good lighting makes up for an adequate camera. Good morning, Shahid. Good morning. Oh, by the way, yes, Shahid, post your URL. Post the URL to your blog post, and we'll share that here on the channel. Pretty awesome stuff. And Peter, good morning. Good morning, Peter. So great to have you all. Yeah, let's switch ahead. So this is the last episode, and we may not take the whole hour because this is a bit of a wrap-up thing. And I was saying, yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired, so as you saw from the mistake this morning. But anyway, just brew this coffee. It's a bit hot, actually. So let me go to the main scene. I really like the fact that Jodel, last week you said I was blocking the code. I always forget. I'm getting so focused on what I'm doing and everything. I keep forgetting my head is sort of in the top left-hand corner, top right-hand corner, so I can go there or there, and so on. So I'll stay in the top right until you say otherwise. So, quick update, a few bits and pieces. Of course, we're over the halfway mark with Devtoberfest. Right now, this week we've got Project Kima, as I'm sure you know. With Kevin and Josh. Has been really, really good. And we've also had somebody from the Kima team on as well. I think that was yesterday. So if you haven't already, check out the Project Kima stuff. Yeah, we'll see. So got the URL. So I've got the URL, but you should have the URL. It's somewhere on the blogs.sap.com, right? So shall I just post the URL to your blog post on the chat here? That'd be really cool. Yes. So or just give us a title, Shahid. Yeah, give us a title and we'll search for it. Yeah, do that. But it's because it's definitely worth sharing. It's got some messaging goodness and some Twitter goodness, all sorts of things. Open connectors. So Project Kima, and next week. I'm away next week on holiday, by the way, so there won't be any live stream next Friday from me, anyway. So next week is a really special one, community open source project. I mean, the whole point of Devtoberfest is that, it's open source and it's developers for developers. on the topic page for next week, you'll see that we've got all sorts of awesome people. Lars and Volker and Gregor and Jodel. Oh, Jodel here. Yes, Jodel. Go, Jodel. Okay, so blogs, sites, blogs.sap.com, SAP Cloud Platform, Enterprise Messaging, Twitter. Could be that one. Could be that one. Nice one. What a teamwork. Yeah, that's teamwork, Shahid. Excellent. Thank you very much. So yeah, folks, check this out. As you can see, I've liked it already. Marvelous. Anyway, really, really good. So check that out. Enterprise messaging with Twitter. So yes, we've got Jodel. You're going to be talking about your VS Code extension Blue Phoenix, which I've used before in VS Code, and CDSE. I don't know about that one. That's pretty cool. CDSE. What's that? CDSE. Oh, CDS extension for external service consumption. Whoa, amazing, amazing, amazing. So well done, Jodel. Good work, good work. And we got Graham Robinson. He's going to talk to us. In fact, I'm dialing into Mastering SAP, which is next week as well. Mastering SAP. Mastering SAP on air. I like that phrase, on air. It's quite cool. So Graham and I are talking about CAP as well, or at Mastering SAP. We've got a pre-recorded thing, but we're doing a live chat as well. So I'm sort of taking a break out of my holiday to do that. And yeah, that's that. So what else have we got? Quickly, it's 8:06. So we're okay. Oh, really cool. Okay. If you're not already, there's Julia here on Twitter who's tweeting all these absolutely awesome little comic book zine things, all about some wonderful topics. For example, right now on Bash and on other Linux, Unix commands, find, grep, disk usage, LSOF, and so on. Absolutely amazing. So definitely follow Julia. She's putting out some superb stuff, and I'm learning loads. So check that out. Really cool. What else have we got? What else have we got? Oh, yes. So actually, talking of learning, I've got a new sort of new blog. I mean, my main blog here, my home blog, apart from the blog on SAP Cloud Platform, on the SAP community rather, is this one. You know, at qmacro.org, but now I've started something called autodidactics. An autodidactic or an autodidact is somebody who teaches themselves stuff, so self-learning, and you know that's what we all do here. Okay, Andrew. Oh, okay, cool. You know Julia's comics. That's so good, aren't they? They're so good. Yeah, definitely recommended. So I've got a new blog where I'm putting in the things I learn. So I had this TIL today I learned in my main blog. I've moved those across now to this blog. And I'm looking through some scripts that people write and thinking, oh yeah, I don't really understand properly fully about, for example, declare. Right, declare, I saw that declare. Oh yeah, I know roughly what it is. Let me dig in. And I'm learning all sorts by reading other people's code. For example, you know, here there's a chap, Rob. In fact, go and check out Rob and his live streams. He does all sorts of awesome stuff, and I'm learning from reading his dot files. In fact, it was him that reminded me that this wonderful word autodidact exists, and that's sort of the inspiration for the autodidactics name on the blog here. So that's that. I think that's more or less it. I did a couple of modifications or extensions, changes to our shared cloud messaging hands-on SAP Dev repo. If you haven't checked out this repo, have a look. This is the repo that we've been putting all the stuff that we have been doing on this particular series about enterprise messaging. It's all in here. So all the stuff we've done code-wise is all in here. I made a couple of changes. Am I still live? Ooh, that was crazy. By the way, let me know. Am I still here? Can you still see me? I closed the YouTube Studio live streaming window by mistake, the tab. So let me know if you can still see me. I think you can. It still says I'm live. So I think we're okay. There we go. Second major mistake of the morning. But anyway, so please put a message in the chat that you can still see and hear me. There we go. So I'm going to carry on talking, assuming I am. So I made a couple of changes. Thank you, Jadel. Thank you, Jadel. Made a couple of changes this morning. Service key file invalidation and source info from settings. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. So basically, we've got this service setup file, and I'll show you. And we've also got the open dashboard. So let me just actually go into here. So we've got this service setup file here, and this basically recreates the enterprise messaging service instance and a service key, because of course for security reasons, because we're creating default, because we're creating sort of service keys and using sort of default env and so on. At the end of the live streams, I destroy the instance, and so so to keep it all secure and everything. So I create it from scratch, and I just noticed actually that it would be really good as well to invalidate our sort of service key cache file that we use in our local utils. We're using this caching mechanism, aren't we? This get service key creates this file, service key, name of the instance, name of the service key itself, .json, and we keep that for like 5 minutes at a time. Okay, but I thought, well, if I'm refreshing already service setup, if I'm refreshing already the service instance and a new service key, then of course there's no point in having the old, if it exists, JSON file around. So I've got rid of that. The other thing was open dashboard. I think I said I think the instance name, I was setting the instance name sort of explicitly here, instance equals emdev, but of course I've got in settings, I've got these variables with the name. So I thought, well, it makes sense to use this source thing here, just like I do in, for example, in the messaging. There we go, there, source settings. So that's that. Those are just the changes I've made. So if you're not familiar with the repo already, check the repo out. I'll just put the link above just before I close that window. And yeah, have a play with the stuff. See what you can see. See if you can improve anything, or if it's useful for you, let me know. There, so that's the repo. Where is it? That's the repo just there. Cloud messaging, hands-on SAP dev. Give it a star if you haven't started already. Yeah, stars. Woo. That's it. So in the wrap up, there's just three things I think we want to cover. I would like to cover. 2 questions that were asked at the end of last week's episode, and I want to dig in a little bit more to sort of that visualization we touched on a couple of episodes ago, using GraphViz. So we'll come to that at the end. But if I have a look, SAP devs, if I'll have a look at the live now, I always like seeing that. Live now, here we go, at the last week's annotations here. I never know what to call them. Annotations, I used to write annotations in a blog post. Are these annotations? Are these, what would you call them? Put in the chat what you would call this stuff. I've added the annotations to last week's live stream thing. What do I say? Anyway, here, pondering some very good questions, here, Samuele, you're here, right? Yeah, Samuele asks, what if we scale the app up? Do we get multiple queues? And also Antonio, are you here today? Good morning, Antonio, if you were there. Antonio was asking, would it be possible to specify the VCAP application and values for app ID and app name locally? So let's try those things, right? I guess that, this is because I'm on holiday next week, my brain's already partly in holiday mode. Milestones? Oh, milestones. Yeah. Video milestones. Although milestones for me maybe has a connotation of like, oh yeah, something really far away, I'm going to go for it. Good suggestion. I like that. I like the sort of the connotation though. Milestones. Yeah, let's keep thinking. Annotations sounds good to me. Okay. Milestones, annotations. Cool. So why don't we check out Samuela's question first, right? I think if we thought about this, and we did think about this on the live stream last week, we sort of worked out what we hope the answer is, but let's just stumble through it, right? That's, I think that's the way we like to learn, right? We'll stumble through things. So what have I got? I've got, we don't need any of that anymore. ZCF, I think I've deleted all the apps as well. Maybe at the web. No, okay, no apps. No apps in here. And look at the services. By the way, for those regulars on my episodes, you'll know that I've got this CFT, which is the same thing. It's CF and it truncates. Can you see on the right hand side it truncates things so it's all neat. ZCF does the same thing there, but also I was getting quite frustrated with the fact that sometimes I forgot I wasn't logged on, and so of course if I log out, and then if I do a CF services, it'll say failed, right? And it'll tell us to log in. Okay, fine. So this thing, all I do is I'll say, well, I'll just try something innocent, like list the apps. I'm not interested in the output, so I want to redirect any output to dev null, and I want to redirect any error output to dev null as well. Same thing. And if that fails, I want to run CF login before I then do the actual CF whatever it is. So now I'm logged out. If I do ZCF, if I did CF services, not logged in, but if I did ZCF services, it'll say, oh, you got to log in. And choose the org and everything to target, and then it'll do the services call for me. And now if I do it again, ZCF services, it'll do it. There we go. So that's what ZCF is, by the way. That's in my dot files. Dot files in the scripts. ZCF. A version of CF with bumpers. Think bowling alley analogy, I guess. So there we go. That's that. So I've recreated this morning the enterprise messaging dev instance. So what do we need? What do we need? Oh yes, so we need the app. We need a sender app, don't we? Because this is Samuela's question about what if we scale up. So first of all, you know what, Samuela, that's a really good point. So yes, exactly. So what I'm doing with Tmux in the bottom bar, and for those who are not aware, I'm running Tmux here, which is the reason I can have different windows here and switch between them and have split windows and everything. This is all Tmux, right? So I can see, all the different windows in here, right? I know that Andrew is a Tmux wizard and user. I've got, as you can see, I've got my bottom right hand corner down here. I've got the weather from wetter.in, which is brilliant. And I've obviously got it tuned to Manchester, and I can choose a certain format which will show me the moon phase, right? A moon phase, which is amazing. I love that. And sometimes the wetter.in uses an API, and sometimes that API has then reached its limit. I don't know what it uses, but it reaches the limit, and we get like an error. And the error includes the word unknown. So basically, I don't want to show the error here. If there is an error, I just want to show nothing. That's what that set thing is. So we could put that in there. That's a really nice idea. Yeah, maybe a contribution to the Devtoberfest thing. Really cool. I was thinking, oh, Samuel, yes, I looked into Biobu. I think that's the way you pronounce it. Yes, but I've sort of stuck with Tmux. The what's the word? The vanilla Tmux for now. Even though I'm using a couple of plugins. I've got the theme pack plugin, and so on. Anyway, so that's cool. Really nice idea, Samuel. Yes, I think we should do it somewhere at least. In the same way, I was thinking maybe of doing it on the prompt here. So on my prompt, I've got, if I'm in a Git repo, I've got the status of the Git repo. Jodel, Tmux, no, it's not a Vim thing. I mean, Vim is an editor, and Tmux is a terminal multiplexer. It's a little bit like, if you know Screen, Tmux is like Screen, but I think newer and has a few more features and everything. Screen is, everywhere. I suppose it's the difference. It's like the difference between VI and Vim, right? They're not just synonyms. Vim has a lot more features than VI, but VI is older and even more everywhere. definitely look into Tmux if you have not looked at it. Yeah, so a status like the CF status would be really cool to have somewhere, right? Anyway, what's the oh yes, so we've got here this sender app which we were using. So why don't we deploy this sender app and scale it up and see what happens, right? We got the enterprise messaging service. Okay, we just saw that, didn't we? There's a service, emdev. So CF push sender app. I like using the sort of the simplest thing that could possibly work, rather than an MTA file. CF deploy, using the deploy plugin. Let's use the sort of the raw vanilla stuff. In the path sender app. Well, let's just do that first. See what happens. We'll just push 1. Because actually, one of the beautiful things about MTA is that you can define services upon which the app relies, and it will bind things or to create the services if they don't exist and bind them automatically and everything. So there's nothing wrong with MTA at all. It's fantastic. But I like to do things manually, stumble through things. That makes sense. We like to do that, don't we? Yeah. So I guess once we'll do this, and we did this last time as well. We pushed all the time before. We pushed the app, and we got an error straight away because it was trying to connect. Of course, the app starts up, CDS run, and it tries to connect to the enterprise messaging service and fails because it's got no binding to that service instance. So then we'll bind it, right? Which is solvable by using MTA, but we like to do things sort of one bit at a time. Rain, 4 degrees. Oh, I went for a run yesterday morning in the absolute chucking it down, pouring rain. It was really enjoyable, actually. I got absolutely soaked through within the first half a kilometer, and after that it's like can't get any wetter, so go for it. So we failed CF logs sender app recent, and we should see that the yeah, there we go. My screen keeps going blank. I think it's the actual physical monitor, not Tmux or anything. So let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. No messaging credentials found. You need to bind. Okay, so CF bind service. What's that? Bind service. Yes, CF bind service. Sender app emdev. That's our service instance. There we go. And we'll have to restage it. CF restage sender app. And let's just get this up and running and send a message and see what queue it creates first of all, actually. Yes, let's do that. In fact, while we're waiting, let's open the dashboard. This is the enterprise messaging service instance dashboard, and that's using that script that I just modified today. Okay, let's refresh. There we go. And we've got, oh, has that just started just now? Yes. Oh my goodness. That was timely, wasn't it? Queue subscription. Sender app 9dbc. Now, do we know, can we guess what this is? Well, we know what this is, don't we? That was just started. So if we have a look, can we see the, if we do a CF app sender app, we don't see the details of the app ID. However, CF end sender app. This is what we found last time, wasn't it? When we looked into the code of CAP to find out where it was getting the strings to construct the queue name, sender app 9dbc. It's there. Where is it? It's there. Application ID 9dbc, which is the first 4 characters of the application ID string, and the application name, sender app, which is where we get that name from. Now, we've got something running. It's also listening, I guess it's also listening to a CF logs sender app. It's also listening. Oh, we want the recent ones, don't we? there we go. Yes. So we saw it starts up. There we go. And put queue, sender app 9dbc, and then add subscription. So it subscribes that queue that's just created to the topic, second topic. And that's what we see in the dashboard, right? If we go down here and look at that, we can see the sender app 9dbc queue is subscribed to our second topic, right? So now let's scale this app up. This was basically your question, wasn't it, Samuel? What if we scale the app up? Do we get multiple queues? Ronnie is saying Tmux is a terminal thing. It certainly is, with a big smiley face. Lets you run multiple sessions in one terminal. Yes, it does. And the other cool thing, right? The other cool thing, and the thing that's super useful, one of the key use cases when Screen first came out was, you know, you were using a lot of remote machines, and if that connection dropped, if you SSH'd or telnetted into a remote machine, and you were doing something really important, and then the connection dropped for whatever reason, you know, you're on dial-up or the internet went down or whatever, you would lose your session. However, if you connected to the remote service and ran Screen and then ran your session within Screen, it's protected and encapsulated in a sort of a virtual terminal. So we can detach. In fact, let's do that now, right? So if I say top here, I mean, it's doing something right now, I can Control A, which is the Tmux sort of control key, and D, detach, right? I could completely close my iTerm, my terminal program, right? And turn the machine, well, not turn the machine off, it's running on here, but anyway. But now I can say Tmux list sessions. I've got a session called messaging with 2 windows in it. So I can say Tmux attach again, I'm back there. And that thing's still running. So yes, so Ronnie, you've summarized what I've been trying to say in about 1 million words in like 5. So excellent. I use it to make sessions persistent on remote systems. Yes, so it's super useful. Yes, I can't believe that's how good Tmux is. So yeah, if you do one thing this weekend, check Tmux out. So what were we doing? Oh yes, so we can see it's subscribed. Shall we send a message? Yes, let's send a message. So messaging, publish message to topic. The topic is second topic. Hello 1. Oh, I'm not monitoring the logs again. That's recent. There we go, and we get the message, right? So it's all good, right? There's the hello 1 message. Now, CF scale. Change the view or instance count, disk space limit, and memory limit for an app. So if we say CF scale, number of instances, should we have 3, 5, 5. CF scale minus I 5. In fact, let's have a look at it. We could even do, right? Okay, so this is a nice thing about Tmux. You can have separate sessions, right? So let's do this. So we'll say watch CF app sender app. Watch that here, and there we go. We can sort of see a running sort of display of what the sender app is. We can see instances 1 of 1. So let's go across here and say there's one more. There we go. CF scale instances 5 sender app. Let's see what happens. Oh, you have you have exceeded your organization's memory limit. Oh yeah, of course. We can see over here that the memory usage is a gig. So we don't want to scale that. So let's do that. Okay, let's do that again. But also say CF scale. We can also say, can't we? Memory. I don't know, 1 to 8 meg. That should be enough, shouldn't it? Right? There we go. Let's try that. Jodel, you said it. Since terminal is the future, might as well embrace this terminal goodies. Yes, these two. Yeah, definitely. Oh, restart. Yes, we'll restart. Go. Yes. So now let's check the status here. It stopped. Oh my goodness, look. There we go. We can see it started. Sorry, it's scaled to 5. Let's just bring that down there a bit. There we go. That's better. That's better. Have it down there. And 0, 5 instances running, 5 starting. There we go. There we go. Let's have a look. Starting, running. Awesome. Pretty cool. So we've now scaled the app up. Okay. That's cool. Let's have a look at the dashboard. So, shall we take some bets before we go to the dashboard? Shall we take some bets? How many queues will be in the dashboard now? How many queues and queue subscriptions? Are we going to have 1? Or are we going to have 5? What do we reckon? Put it in the chat. Who says there's going to be 5 queues and who says there's going to be 1 queue? Who says there's going to be a different number? While I'm waiting for the lag, have a bit of a biscuit. Oh, yeah, so good. How can something so simple be so tasty? You know when you talk about people having a good relationship, and you can just sit there saying nothing. We've got a good relationship. I've just sat there for the 20 seconds saying nothing on live stream. It's not even a done thing, really, isn't it? But we're cool. So Peter says 5. Samuel says app ID is the same for all instances. Okay, I like a difference of opinion. We're all learning from each other. Samuel says I hope 1. Andrew's guessing 1. Jadale's saying 1. Let's have a look. Are we ready? Oh, wrong screen. We don't need that anymore anyway. Oh, well, I'll keep it there anyway. Message administration 4. It's not on. Let's make sure it's refreshed. There we go. On auto refresh. Go back to queue, auto refresh. And let's double check. I'll refresh the whole thing anyway. 1 queue. 1 queue. Queue subscription. Obviously, there's going to be 1 queue subscription because you subscribe a queue to a topic. So it's 1. Shahid says it with gusto. 1 in capitals. Saying nothing whilst he eats a biscuit and I sip a glass of Pinot. Very nice, Andrew. Very refined. So that's what we hoped would happen. So now that means, not that means. Let's work out first of all why that is. And I think Samuele has hit the nail on the head here. The app ID is the same for all instances. Let's see if we can find that out. We don't need that anymore. Let's kill that. cfenv sender app. So basically, when we do a cfenv sender app, it doesn't say, oh, which particular instance of the sender app do you want the env for? Which wouldn't really make any sense if you thought about it. So what basically it's saying is, well, here's the environment for the sender app, regardless of the number of instances, because the instances all get the same environment. That's the whole point, right? And it's the runtime, it's the Cloud Foundry runtime that will do, for example, the load balancing between the different instances. Maybe we can try that out in a minute. So what have we got? We've got, there we go, VCAP application. We've got 9DBC sender app. So Andrew is saying, so 1 queue with multiple instances of the app, parallel consumers. Well, are they parallel consumers or, yes, Samuele, load distribution. I really like this new world. Exactly, yeah. So let's think about it, not in terms of messaging, first of all, not in terms of enterprise messaging, but in terms of something we're probably all more familiar with, which is just, regular web services, web servers. And the whole idea of a scaled out multiple instance backend supporting, or serving a web page is that, you need a load balancer in front of it. Otherwise, what's the point of having multiple instances? And that load balancer will use some sort of algorithm, round robin, like that, or whatever. The power of node, exactly. To distribute the load of the incoming requests, right? Requests in the HTTP sense. So when a request comes in, and this is again thinking in terms of serving web traffic. When a request comes in, that's a single request. The load balancer will just send that request to one of the multiple instances, and that one instance that it sends it to will respond. It's not going to send it to all the instances, and all the instances are going to respond. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to get five copies of the HTTP response back in your browser. No. So when we think about it sort of out loud, it sort of makes sense. If we translate that now to messaging, a message is coming in to the topic, it's being published to the topic and sent because of the queue subscription to the queue, and we've got the CAP application, the instance is listening, it's only going to connect to, and the message is only going to reach one of the instances, theoretically. So, and that's what we want, right? That makes sense. We only want that message received, handled, processed, acted upon once. Otherwise, it's might as well just go home. So why don't we try that theory out? So what have we got? ZCF app, sender app. Let's have a look. We've got 5 instances. Now this is interesting. Okay, so Andrew is saying so one queue with a pool of instances to receive it, but only one handles it. Exactly, right? And when we think about that you just said, in traditional sort of web traffic terms, that makes sense, and it makes exactly the same sense in our context as well. So we've got these 5 instances all running. They've all got 128 megs of memory, which is should be plenty. So why don't we run the logs? And this also sort of underlines or solidifies, makes more concrete this idea that actually the instances themselves are less of a concern to us as they are to the runtime. Okay, the runtime is concerned with handling the instances. We just want the logs of the app, regardless of the number of instances. 55 megs of memory, fantastic. Yes. What was put in the chat? What your first computer? How much memory did your first computer have? I'll put in the chat what mine was. I'll tell you what mine was. But put in the chat what your first computer, how much RAM your first computer, or the computer that you first used in Java. Yeah. Well, no, it's not. It's Java. This is Node.js, right? So yeah, let me know. Put in the chat. Be interested to see, and then we'll compare it to this 55 megabytes, right? Anyway, so we wait for the logs. So why don't we messaging publish message to queue. This is the messaging script that we've got in our repo, so you can play with this yourself. Publish message to queue with publish messaging to a topic. The topic is called second topic, isn't it? XYZ. There we go. Right. Let's just do one first of all and see what happens. Publish message. Okay, fine. Okay, so we get, I have received it. This is the output from the sender app. It's the output from sender app service.js. It's the output from this, right? It's this. If you remember from last week, with that little hand there. Okay. So that's what we've got. Now, I suspect, I think we've covered this on a completely separate episode about something completely different. I suspect that might be representative of which instance. So why don't we do this, right? So for I in sequence 10, do message I, done. Ooh, Andrew, My first personal computer was a Commodore 64. How much RAM did that have? Commodore 64, was that like 16K? 16 kilobytes of RAM? 8 kilobytes of RAM? 32 kilobytes of RAM? Can't remember. Commodore 64 RAM. $64K. Oh, okay. There's Commodore 64. The 64 represented the amount of RAM. Okay. See, I wasn't a Commodore pet person. I was an Acorn person. Acorn Atom, Acorn BBC Micro, etc. So in fact, yes, Acorn. This was my first personal computer, Acorn Atom, and it had a sum total of 2K of RAM, 2 kilobytes, which was double what, for example, a ZX80 or a ZX81 had, but still 2 kilobytes. Anyway, are we ready for this thing here? Let's run this. Go back to here. Let's see what happens. Bong, 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 bong. I think that's it, isn't it? Cool. So what have we got? 1, 3, 2, 4, 0, 1, 3, 2, 4, 0, 1. That's interesting. It looks like it's a round robin, but also, how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we sent 10 messages and we received, or we saw the result of the receipt of 10 messages on the cap side. So there we go. I do think that the last digit there is the instance ID. So if we just do a few more, right? Let's do 30. And see if there's a pattern. 1, 3, 2, 4, 0. 1, 3, 2, 4, 0. 1, 3, 2, 4, 0. 1, 3, 2, 4. Yeah. Well, I suppose it is round robin, but like a random, in a random sort of, it's doing the same sequence each time. Interesting. Your first database was something called Dataflex, a UK product. Oh, I've not heard of Dataflex. Samuele, my personal PC was Olivetti PC 512. I remember the Olivetti PCs, yes. The first computer I ever used was a Systime, as it was a PDP-11, a PDP-1134. Amazing. We had terminals and everything at school. I was 11. And we had dumb terminals, which is why I like terminals. Anyway, and in fact, the first terminal I used was a paper terminal. It didn't have a screen. It was just paper. Keyboard, paper, like a teletype. Yes, counting from 0. Exactly. Counting from 0. Okay, so that's that. That's pretty cool. And so we've answered that question, haven't we? Have we answered that question? I think we have. What other question was there? From Antonio. I don't think Antonio's here, but Antonio, would it be possible to specify the VCAP application and values for app ID and app name locally? Yes, I think it would. Because if we use, have we got default env in here right now? In the sender app. No, we haven't. So let's create. Okay, so let's do a CF. Let's delete the app, right? Let's delete the app so we know it's not there. Delete for sender app. Delete with a plum. And we'll also, of course, remember the queue isn't cleaned up, so we'll delete the queue. Sender app 9dbc. Management. Oh, we're in the wrong thing. Management delete queue sender app. Oh yeah, we need to do. We should really 9dbc. We should modify these scripts so it'll URL encode the slashes automatically. Okay, has that gone? Let's refresh that. Oh. Yeah, it's gone. No queue subscriptions, no queues. Okay, so we clean that up. Maybe round robin against word process ID. Could be. Yeah, could be. So what are we doing? We've deleted the app. So yeah, there's no more apps there. So now let's run it locally, but what of course we need is the default end. So we'll grab that. Sender app, because if we run this right now, CDS run, no messaging credentials. So we can say CF end. Oh no, I've deleted the app and not got the end yet. Ah, what a fool. Ah, CF push sender app. Let's create the app again and bind it again. Oh God, what a fool. I was too keen to delete it. Yeah, let's do that. It won't take long. The other thing I wanted to cover, I don't think we'll have time actually, the other thing I wanted to cover, or at least start our journey on, was this thing that's that's why the repo has got two things. It gets status. I found and recovered these test files that I'd created with you a couple of episodes ago. Open test.png. It's that thing there, right? I don't know about you. Let me know in the chat. But I think what's missing in my brain, well, many things, but one of the things that's missing is the ability to easily visualize the setup. You know, my particular setup. Of course, we've got the messaging administration console with the list of queues, the list of queue subscriptions, the list of webhook subscriptions. But I find I'm sort of constructing a diagram in my mind by looking at these flat lists, right, with relationships. And where this came from GraphViz, exactly, GraphViz, Andrew. I created this as an experiment. I've got this GraphViz examples and tutorial. Let me share that. Really nice site. I started playing around and ended up. Let's do that. Bind service. There we go. Let's bind that service as well. We'll need to bind the service while we're waiting. Oh, it's done it already. Anyway, that diagram is a result of this digraph. So we've got 3 clusters, and so I think it'd be quite cool to use the API. Use the messaging API to go and find the information about the queues, find the information about the queue subscriptions and the webhook subscriptions, then build a dot file so we can generate stuff. What do you reckon? Yeah, with GraphViz and dot should be easy enough. Exactly. That's the idea. That's the idea. Andrew, I'm glad you agree. So there we go. Okay, so let's go here. So CF restage sender app. Whether we need to do that or not, I'm not sure. Let's just restage it now. Yes, a directed graph. Now the digraph. Did you say digraph? I'm not an expert here. You just say digraph anyway, or make a graph. So if we say cat test dot. In fact, we can just do this, can't we? pb copy and put it into this little. Where is it? Examples, make a graph. Here we go. So we can try that, right? Make it a bit bigger. There's different layout methods, but I've found in experimenting the dot one is the best one. There we go. It's pretty cool. There seems to be loads of options in this dot language, because I don't really want this topic is a topic that has no queues subscribed to it. So, but really I want the topic down here with the other topics. So I'm hoping there's a way that we can say in dot sort of influence the way that the graph is laid out. So that's something I want to look into. But yeah, it's pretty cool, eh? It's pretty cool. So where are we? There we go. Okay, it's running. So now let's grab the CF end of the app. We can see that will give us the VCAP services and the VCAP application and other things. So let's put that into default end.json and then edit that, of course, because it's not got so there we go. There's the default end.json VCAP services, and we've got the VCAP application. Wait, no, that's not right. There we go. There we go. I think let's filter that through JQ. There we go. So now if we do a CDS run, there we go. We get sender up. Now, so we're getting at the moment, we're running this locally. Layout, a big topic. Okay, it's a big topic. I thought there must be at least, you know, a chance to do it. I don't know how you would do it, but okay, I'm glad that, well, sort of slightly apprehensive that it's a big topic. But I'm hoping we can influence it. So, it, you know, we say, put all these down here, put all these up here, and all these up here, put lines between them. Anyway, we've got now a locally running version of the sender app using default end that we've grabbed from that app that we can now delete. I deleted it too soon, didn't I? And it's created a queue, sender app 7B58, which the queue is, the queue is, let's just keep that. I wish the refresh would be automatic. The queue is, come on. Oh, that's web up subscriptions. Oh. Sender app 7B58, and there's a queue, right? Okay. Now, the video recap. Yes, if you've been thinking about it in the back of your head, that's brilliant. Video recap. Yes. Video recap with the annotations, with the milestones. All these are useful. Yes. So, where is it getting this from? Well, it's getting it from the default end, right? So the default end at the moment is vcap application ID 7B58. So we could change this, right? Application ID banana. I don't know whether I've, yeah, let's just banana. I'm not sure that changing the whole GUID to a non-GUID is going to, oh, try that in a minute, right? Banana F5. We're only going to take the first 4 characters anyway, I guess. And this could be, let's sender app. Yeah, we can change that to my sender app. CDS run. Yeah, there we go. My sender app. Banner, right? Which is, of course, exactly from the application ID. So the answer to Antonio's question, would it be possible to specify the vcap application and values for app ID and app name locally, is yes, which makes a lot of sense, right? It makes a lot of sense that we can change that. We should now have 2 queues, because again, remember that when we close down a CAP application that's been connected to the messaging service, it's not going to delete those queues automatically because we might want to restart that again, which sort of makes sense, right? I think that story has some distance to go yet. But anyway, that's that. I'm quite happy we've managed to do that. Yeah. So would anybody be interested? Maybe not on a Friday one. You know, the Friday, in my brain, the Friday ones are sort of the core stuff. But I would like to do some occasional off-piste ones. I keep saying that. I do a few, but I think mind you, no, it could be quite useful. So yeah, let me know if you fancy doing this sort of graph thing. Open test.png. Yeah, I think if we can generate that, and I'm thinking, right, let's write a script, whether it's a bash script or a bit of Node.js JavaScript to use the APIs to pull out that information, because of course we've got all the information there, and then build a dot file. Temporal markers. Oh, temporal marker. We could say temporal marker brackets TM trademark. Nice. I like that, temporal marker. Yeah, let's embrace the beauty of the language that we're speaking. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, and build the dot file and then auto generate, right? So I think that'd be good because, for example, right? So messaging list webhook subscriptions. We don't have any, right? So we can get information from there, but we got the management list queues, and then for each queue we can say list queue subscription. For the queue sender app sent to F7B58, and that should tell us that that queue is subscribed to the second topic. Yeah. In fact, 8:55. Have we got time to? Let's look at the management one, right? VI. I won't commit these test.png and test.dot. Test.star, right? Just there we go. Git commit, git add, git ignore, git commit. Don't ignore. Ah, come on, DJ. Ignore test. More haste, less speed. Let's look at the management script and see topic. Local topic equals 2. Topic. Can we find? So you can see where the topic is used in the URL path. So this is why we need to URL encode it. Dot draws directed graphs. It uses included. Its uses include well-tuned layout algorithms placing nodes. This means that layout isn't forced by user. Ah, okay. So Andrew, does that mean that we can't influence layout, or we can? Not quite sure. But anyway. So what I'll do probably after this, we'll finish exactly at the top of the hour, because I don't want to waste your time. But I will make changes here. I want to do this sort of encoding in one place. So I'll think about that, because we've also, of course, got to look at it in messaging. Publish message to topic, topic message, publish message topic, and the publish message. Into messages. Ah, yes. In fact, we've also got publish message to topic, publish message to topic, topic message topic. Let's look at this one. Publish message to topic. Message equals that, target equals that. Yes, we will have to, yeah, there we go. It's going to be topic and then some topic name. So we got to encode the topic in both places. All right, well, with that, let's end here. If anybody wants to have a go at making some modifications to encode topic, please feel free, send a pull request. I'll try one in a bit. But thank you for watching. Have a great rest of Friday. Have a great weekend. I'm away all next week, so there's no live stream from me on Hands on SAP Dev next week. I'll be back the week after. Okay, until then, have a great time, and yeah, thanks for joining. Bye.